What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I am doing a face-to-face camera chat. I haven't done this in a while. It has been since last year. I'm in a different state now. So that was in Maryland, actually Baltimore, Maryland. So speaking of that, this video, I'm going to be talking about my stay in Maryland and even Baltimore, Maryland. It's been a year since I've been out of that state and city. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about my stay there. So you guys, I tried to structure this up a little bit better, or have a structure to this. So I'm going to be asking myself some questions or having some bullet points for this video. So please forgive me. Okay. So as you guys may or may not know that have followed me over the last few years, you know that I've stayed in Maryland in some capacity, and I stayed in Baltimore, Maryland for a while. So yeah, that's going to be one of the main topics for today. So basically, I was in Maryland for about 7 years. Half of the time was in the DC area, and the other half, or a little bit more than half, was in Baltimore City. I enjoyed my stay there. It had a lot of ups and downs, but overall, I got to meet new people. I got to build friendships. Some of the longer friendships that I've had in my whole entire life, some of the truest friendships that I've had in my entire life. I've got to work with people like Coach Maya Community, KP3. He has a platform now, I see he's back on. And some other people. I made some enemies, but the good has outweighed the bad overall. And I'm just thankful that I'm at this place now. This was part, or that chapter was part of what made me who I am today. So, you know, you can count it all joy. But yeah, Maryland is a pretty decent state. You know, if you're just a mellow person and not really trying to be above the status quo. Now, if you're trying to make a change or something like that, you will be faced with adversity. What do I mean by I say that? Like, if you're trying to be an activist in any capacity, whether it be, you know, talking about religion, and if you're not on the right political side, that's more so what I'm inferring at. If you're not on the right political side in that area, shame on you. Yeah. But the diversity of the terrain and people it's unmatched. Where I live at now is very diverse, but in that area, it's sort of like a true melting pot. Or was a true melting pot. You had people from Africa, all over the globe that was there and reside there, generations upon generations. Particularly talking about the DMV, now the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. You know, you have like Silver Spring, largest Ethiopian population. You got Langley Park and parts of Hyattsville. You got some of the largest Central American populations there. And even PG County itself, back to PG County, at one time it had the largest amount of black millionaires, if I recall. Yeah. So that was that for that part. Talking about the DMV. And of course you had the museums, the monuments and stuff like that. And you know, that started the Northeast Corridor. Once you got past DC, you're part of the Northeast Corridor. It goes all the way to Boston, Massachusetts. But yeah, let's talk about Baltimore, the infamous Baltimore. So what I will say is that Baltimore lives up to the hype. It is a very dangerous city. It's no um, reason that you have a lot of people that are leaving the city. Let's just say I never lived in a place where my car has got broken into. Back in 2022, my car was broken into. I had just got this car back in June, and yeah, I don't even have the pictures from it now. I've deleted it, but I think I might still have a picture of the gentleman that that stole my car. I mean, I'm sorry, not stole my car, but broke into my car. Wow, no, that did never happen, y'all. But my car was broken into. I did set myself up for failure though a little bit because I had my wallet in the drink console. So basically, I lived in an area where I had to check myself in to go into the garage. So that was another thing. I had a sense of, um, I guess you would say, safety or the ability to be at peace of mind. But it's always that time when you let your guard down that something happens. So yeah, it was. I think it was in October, the beginning of October. Um, yeah, uh, for whatever reason, it was late at night. Was ready to get into my apartment, and I usually parked away from everybody else. So maybe this person had been watching me for a while. Um, but he happened to look into my car, and then he just broke into it. I saw the camera footage and everything like that. Called the police. It just sent me a link and had me fill out a form. Police didn't show up, so that was the nature of Baltimore then. And then it was still sort of like a pandemic, so you didn't have everything was short staffed and stuff, but still they weren't going to check it for me, considering that it wasn't a bigger crime. Um, that's just the type of city that Baltimore was. You know, any place, anytime, you could be in the wrong place and something just happens. That was that, and I was in a nice area, so that just goes to show you that that city. It's the hood everywhere, and it's not to talk bad about the people because some of the people they can't help. Um, I'm not gonna say that. I don't fault the people because they're in certain situations, but a lot of the people that's in that city, they can do a lot better for themselves. It's so many opportunities, so much knowledge, so many influential people that have come out of there, out of the city of Baltimore, and so many people that have potential, but they don't see that in themselves for whatever reason, or they just continue to remain ignorant, knowing that they are like that. Yeah, I reflect on a time that I had a live stream. I thought I had some friends, thought I made a friend. I'm not gonna bring up his name, but you guys probably that have been following me. I'm not sure if he even follows me now. I doubt it because we didn't have a good interaction our last time. It was a virtual altercation, but he insulted me in my live stream and stuff like that. I'm gonna play a link. I'm gonna put a link to that live stream. It happened last year. It was a flat Earth, round Earth debate. So you know where that was gonna go, but you know it wasn't like I ambushed him. He already knew what he was gonna get into, and let's just say this guy thought that, which he was right, that fire needs oxygen, but he was referring about that to the sun. He was a flat earther and things of that sort, you know, and it doesn't surprise me that, you know, someone coming from the Baltimore education system would think like that. So, well, let me stop talking really bad like that before somebody comes get me. Um,
I'm a grown man one, and if I provide you with an actual solid question, you should be a man enough yourself to answer it, or say, you know what, I don't actually want to answer the question, but instead you get triggered. Instead you get triggered to start trying to cut somebody off, which is, in my opinion, very feminine because you can't handle a conversation without talking over top of somebody. So if you want to have a conversation with me, actually let me say what I have to say too, and then you can say. But again, if you want to control your show like that, then that's fine. Control your show like that, but don't invite me on your show, honestly, ever.
but I have a great appreciation for Baltimore City because you had camaraderie in that city. I don't care, you know, and to go back, Baltimore has had a share of ups and downs. You had corrupt mayors, and then you had the 2015 riots with Freddie Gray. And after that, I've talked to some residents. They said it went downhill after that. It was already bad, but it really those couple of years after that was just really, it was mercenaries out there. Um, but back to what I was saying. One thing about the city, albeit May, um, you have so many people that are uh, will unite in the face of whatever's going on when it comes to sports. People saying that they from this area in Baltimore, and when it's a competition between DC and Philly. So you want to see people come together and band together, talk about DC or Philly, particularly DC, because Baltimore does not like to be clumped in with DC. FYI, to the people that don't know, Baltimore is not part of the DMV. Baltimore is not part of the DMV. So you have the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, but that doesn't encompass all of Maryland. That doesn't encompass all of DC. That doesn't encompass all of Virginia. The DMV encompasses all of the Washington District of Columbia and the surrounding areas, pretty much within that 495 corridor, which is the Beltway, Capital Beltway. And also, I look at this year, Baltimore, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed. A lot of people came and banded in together. And I've noticed that a lot of people put things into perspective because that incident could have happened during any time. It could have happened during a busy time of the day. And imagine how many lives could have been lost. So yeah, I would say that's a city that, despite its issues, it does come together when it comes time to be it. And the question you guys might ask, would I move back to Baltimore? Most likely not. I would say it would be maybe a 10 to 15% chance that might move back to that area. Because it's just a dangerous city. It's really dangerous. It's a lot of people that are moving out of the city and have moved out of the city to other places. Maryland in general, you have these high taxes. You can't protect yourself and within means. And when I say that, like, somebody doing something to you, you have a duty to retreat in the state of Maryland. Duty to retreat means that irregardless of what's going on, you have that duty to leave the situation, de-escalate the situation, and just, like it says, retreat. You can't just stand there and try to stand your ground like in certain states, like Florida. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I might do some more stuff like this. Well, I'm definitely gonna do some more face-to-face camera chats. It's just I gotta come up with some topics and stuff like that. I just want to keep you guys, informed and keep you guys with some content. I have some more stuff coming down the pipe, but I know this has been a while, and I want to keep those analytics engaged. So I thank you so much for watching this video. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, always thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Peace.